Namaste yogis. Today we're going to focus on a practice that's going to lengthen the hamstrings. So let's get started at the front of our mat with our hands in Anjali Mudra. So spreading your feet, spreading your toes, gently placing the toes back to the earth, rooting all four corners down as you draw that energy up through your legs, relaxing your shoulders down your back, engaging Uddiyana Bandha, so slowly pull in the belly just slightly, lifting up through the crown of the head. Take a moment, set your intention, and let's go ahead and start. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, and then exhale, bring that positive energy right back down to your heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale with your breath, start to lengthen the breath. And then exhale, draw that good energy back into your heart center. This time, let's inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And then slowly start to bow yourself forward into forward fold. Widen your legs about hip distance apart, keeping your feet parallel to the sides of your mat. And just grab your elbows. Just let your head hang here, let it dangle. Releasing any tension out of the shoulders and the neck. Maybe a gentle yes. And a gentle no. So you're making a box around your head. If it feels good to just gently sway from side to side, you can keep your knees bent as much as you need, depending upon how tight your hamstrings are. And then whatever arm is at the bottom, just slide so the other arm comes to the bottom. And then making that box around your head. And again, just sway from side to side. Just let the back of the body start to open. Letting anything that's no longer serve you, just let it drop off mentally, physically, emotionally. Just let it drop off the shoulders. And then come to stillness at the front of your mat. Place your hands on your shin bones and lift up halfway. Pull your belly in. Lengthen the crown of the head and set the sitting bones backward. For Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. On the exhale, slowly fold in towards yourself. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen, getting nice and long. On your out breath, fold into yourself. 1 more time. Inhale, lift up halfway. Now this time, let's plant the hands, bend your knees, step back to the top of a push-up plank pose. So feel plank. You can drop your knees if you need to. Allow the collarbones to lengthen. Pull the pit of the belly up and in. The legs are very active as the heels draw back. Gazing slightly forward. Feel the strength in your body. Come to the tips of the toes, and we're going to lower down for a count of 5. So take your time and hug your elbows in for 4, 3, 2, and then gently touch down, coming into locust pose. So take the fingertips, palms facing down. If possible, keep the legs so that the big toes touch. And on the inhale, lift your legs and lift your chest off the ground. Feel the strength in the back body, the back of the neck getting long, the back of the legs engaging. So really want you to think of how long you can get your body here from the head all the way to the toes. Take 1 more breath in locust pose. Exhale, release down, coming into your cobra pose. Lift the chest so it feels good. And then exhale slowly. Let's tuck our toes again. Start to lift the thighs. Press back up through plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So your first downward facing dog, just notice how the hips slope high, engaging through the quadriceps, the heels draw down. And then spin the inner elbows forward. Feel this nice, wonderful extension in the spine. And let's lift both heels high. Let's walk to the front of the mat. Just little steps to get us there. And we'll repeat that whole thing. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to rise, flat back. Reach up to the sky. If it feels good, you can even start to lean back. Just lift the heart up, tailbone towards the earth. And then exhale, fold all the way down towards your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Plant your hands again, step back to plank. Slowly lowering down to the belly. We're going to go right into cobra now. Inhale, lift the chest, toenails down your mat. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Coming back to downward facing dog and breathe. Use your drishti here, gazing through the legs or maybe gazing towards your navel. One more breath. And then slowly bend your knees. Get light on those legs and then hop your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Now send your right leg behind you, straight behind you for this supported warrior 3. I want you to lift the heart just like we just did in that halfway lift. And you're going to take this little sumo squat. So I want you to bend the knee, both knees here. Draw the right knee to touch the calf. Get nice and tight. And then exhale, send that leg behind you for that supported warrior 3. If your hands don't touch the earth, you can come to blocks here. Again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, draw in. One more time, extend all the way back. And then plug that right foot in to meet the left. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, left leg this time comes behind you for that supported warrior 3. Keeping the hips square with each other and the toes pointing down towards the earth. Lengthen the heart away from the leg, and then exhale, draw everything in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw in. One more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw everything in. Extend your heart away. Press out dynamic tension from the head all the way through the heels as the inner thighs hug in. And then exhale, release the left leg to meet the right. Lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. So as the knees bend, the weight goes into the heels, the arms scoop up towards the sky. So really hug those outer arms in. Spin your pinkies forward. Allow the tailbone to lengthen and pull the pit of the belly up and in. Weight is in the heels and the arms extend upward. Feel the strength in your legs. Take one more breath in Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step, hop, or jump back, vinyasa. Coming to your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Send the right leg behind you now for three-legged dog. Let the left heel melt down and spread the toes on the right foot. Pull the right knee into the belly. Engage your core. Stretch your upper back and press the earth away. The right leg is going to go back. And this time we're going to set up for warrior 1. So spin the back foot flat. Inhale to rise up. Let the arms connect and reach up to the sky. Release the hands down to the mat and either step back to dog pose or take your vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up into your upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg this time comes behind you. Press out through that left heel and push that right heel down. Just getting this wonderful stretch in the back of the Achilles tendon and the calf, moving up to the back of the knee, into the hamstring. Draw the left knee into the belly, engage the core. Really light up through the center. Send the left leg high behind you, and then quietly step the left leg through. Spin the back foot flat, coming up Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Gazing forward, or if it feels okay on your neck, reach up to the sky. Releasing the hands back down to the mat. Step your left foot to meet your right. Lower down, Chaturanga. Coming to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Take 3 breaths here. Just notice how the backs of the legs are feeling now as you start to warm up the body. Nice, smooth, steady breath. If you have lower back pain or issues, a lot of times it's tight hamstrings. So this may be a practice that you may want to come to over and over. On the next out breath, bend your knees, gaze forward, lightly hop your feet to your hands, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. And then stand up nice and easily. Interlace the fingertips towards the sky. Root down into the feet and start to lean over to the right. Just a little bit of lateral flexion here for the spine. Come back through center. Take a breath, lengthen the body, and then exhale, lean over to the left. Come back to center. Utkatasana, chair pose. Maybe lift the heels up and just strengthen through the feet here. You might get a little quivering. It's a good thing. Lowering the heels down. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing, downward facing. Right leg lifts behind you. Draw the knee into the chest. We're going to add on now. Send the right leg behind you and then set up for Warrior 1. Spin the back foot flat. Inhale, rise up. Bring the hands into heart center and we'll open up to Warrior 2. So arms extend long and then send your gaze towards your right middle finger and beyond. Let the tailbone release towards the earth. Feel that right knee bending, drawing towards the pinky toe, and the arms extend out. Take a 3 breaths here. Full breath, inhale, and a steady breath, exhale. Start to straighten through the right leg. I want you to lean out through the upper torso. And then, just depending upon where the arm lands, it doesn't matter. There's nothing special with the earth. Maybe you keep the hand on the shin, or maybe if you have a block, you can put your hand on a block. Let the shoulders melt down your back. Either gaze down straight ahead or up towards the left thumb. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Then I want you to look down, press down into the feet, start to rise back up. Turn the toes in so the heels are out. I want you to grab behind the back with either your hands or just place your hands at your fist. Start to draw the arms down and lift the chest up to the sky. Hug the inner thighs and then exhale. We're going to fold straight down the middle. Prasarita Padottanasana. So allow the head to dangle here. Feel the inversion that you're getting as the blood flows to the brain. The backs of the legs start to open. The shoulders get a nice stretch here. And then slowly we're going to take one more breath. Release the hands down to the mat. I want you to lift up halfway. Grab your waist, draw the elbows back, and then slowly rise up. Take a look at my hand position now. We're going to take reverse namaste, behind the back. Now, if this is not working for you, you can go back to the fists, or even just take your hands at your waist. But depending upon the flexibility of the wrists and the shoulders, start to draw those fingers up. We're going to turn the body to the front of the mat, stepping the feet in slightly. So the right toes are forward, the left toes are on the angle to the left corner of your mat. Now lift your chest up, hug the thighs in, send the right hip back and the left hip forward. Start to flatten your back halfway, pull the belly in, and then maybe you can bow in towards yourself. Feeling the length in the back of the leg. Again, pulling that right hip back and the left hip forward. One more breath here in our pyramid pose. And then slowly release the hands. Step the left foot to meet the right. You're back in Utkatasana chair pose. We'll flow now to the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. And then optional vinyasa or just step back to dog. This time it's the left leg that stretches behind you. Yawn it open. Pull the left knee into the belly. Stretch a left leg behind you. Again, stepping through warrior one. Back foot spins. Rise up. Bring the hands into heart center. Turn the body to the side of your mat. Open up Virabhadrasana 2. Looking past that left middle finger. Strong as a warrior, but yet calm internally, inside the mind. Peaceful, loving, compassionate. 2 more breaths. Slowly start to straighten through that left leg. Start to reach the body forward towards the front of your mat. Keep reaching, send the hips backward, and then just let that left arm tip down, just wherever it lands. Either the shin, the calf, the big toe, the earth. And then stretch the arms in opposite direction. Either gazing up towards the sky, gazing straight forward, or gazing down to the earth. Take one more full inhalation and a complete exhalation. Slowly come back up to stand. Turn the toes in. Again, you want to be slightly pigeon-toed, so let those heels come out a little bit. This time, let's take the hands to the waist. Roll the shoulders down your back. Lift your heart space. Feel the heart extend up and out, all directions. And then pull your belly in as you start to fold. Let the heart come down towards the legs. The back of the neck getting long. Pressing, making sure that you're pressing into the outer part of the foot. Lifting up through the arches. Squeeze those elbows in. Come halfway. Take a breath, release, and then on the next inhale, slowly come all the way up. Taking those arms out again. Hands are going to come behind the back for reverse namaste, or again, fists. Walk the back foot in, start to turn the body towards the front of your mat. So find your stability in your legs before you hit this posture. Lift the chest. Open up through the heart. And then exhale, just come halfway. Notice if the hips stay square. It's easy to lift one hip higher than the other on this posture. And then exhale, fold if that feels good on your hamstrings, allowing our hamstrings to lengthen. Take one more breath. Using the core, using Uddiyana Bandha, pull the belly in, Mula Bandha, root lock as well. Start to rise up. Step the right foot to meet the left. Release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Let's wash that all away. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, vinyasa. Right leg's gonna lift this time, and we're gonna work this a little differently. As you pull the knee into the chest, pause for a moment. Just feel the left leg, how strong and anchored that is. And then quietly step the right foot into your runner's lunge. And I want you to start to lift the chest, lift the heart, and then exhale, bow into yourself and pull the right toes up towards the sky and bow. Inhale, again, lift the chest, soften the back knee, almost like it's gonna touch the mat. And then straighten everything, send the hips back, bow in. One more time, runner's lunge, lengthening through the front of that left hip flexor, psoas. And then exhale, pull it back. Inhale, bend your knees so the knee stays over the ankle. And then sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Crescent lunge. Arms are like blades. Feeling the front of the pelvis lift slightly as the belly draws in. Staying calm in your face. Letting go of expectation and competition. Just staying and feeling this posture. I want you to release the hands down, lift the heart, lift the chest, and start to lean forward. Now gaze at something ahead of you, and either one step, two steps, or no steps, float the back leg all the way off the mat for warrior three. Hips stay square, heart stays lifted. Our arms are just like our locust pose that we did earlier. Feel that action. And then pulling the crown of the head, come to stand. Tadasana at the front of the mat. I want you to ground down into that left leg now and start to pull the right knee into the chest. Now you can keep your knee bent the entire time here. If possible, maybe you can grab the big toe, and maybe you can just start to extend it to the best of your degree. Just till you feel sensation into the back of the leg. Practicing a little balance here. And if you fall, it's all good. And then slowly, see if you can release the hand, but keep the leg lifted. Extend the arms all the way up to the sky. And then releasing the leg. Coming back to namaste. Take a moment, close your eyes, come back to the intention, and notice how you feel. Inhale, like we did at the beginning. Sweep the arms up, optionally to look back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Nice and smooth. Use your entire breath as you exhale. Inhale, lift your heart all the way up. Exhale, send the hips back. Left leg this time floats up to the sky. Pull the knee into the chest and engage and hold. Feel the doming, feel the stretch in the entire back body. Quietly step that left leg through. Inhale, lift the heart center. Soften the right knee almost like it's going to touch the mat. And then shift the hips back. Bow in for this wide leg pyramid pose. Work this with your breath. As the inhale, come forward. As the complete exhale draws you back. We'll do 2 more on your own. The next time that you come forward into your runner's lunge, stay with your runner's lunge. Hug the inner thighs together and sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Crescent lunge. The left knee right over that left ankle. Pull, and notice if you're leaning on that left thigh. Even if you have to bend your back knee slightly to allow that pelvis to draw down. And then softly release the hands, open the palms, just like they're the sun rays. Start to lean the chest forward, gaze forward, walk, maybe once, maybe twice. Start to float, warrior 3. And then we're going to quietly step that right foot down into Tadasana. A little more graceful than what I just did. Press that right foot into the mat. And then start to draw that left knee up towards the sky. Now you decide, you can either keep the knee bent, but we've been opening up the back of the legs. So maybe you can take your peace fingers and wrap them around the big toe. Start to extend that left leg long. Keep the right side of the chest open. Standing tall in your space, in your big toe hold. Take one more full breath here. Hold the left leg up if you can. Start to notice if you're leaning back. Pull the left ribs down to the hip and stretch. Plug those fingers into the sky. Pull those toes back towards your face and then release down. Coming back into Tadasana, hands at your heart center. Last vinyasa. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Nicely done. Let's take a breath in. Stick out your tongue, lion's breath out. So you stick out your tongue and you gaze at your third eye. And you make it loud like a lion. Again, inhale. Stick out your tongue, lion's breath out. One more time. And then softly lower the knees down to the mat. Start to walk your knees towards your wrists. Cross at your ankles. And we're going to extend the legs forward into Paschimottanasana. So maybe scoot the sitting bones a little bit back on your mat. And I want you to keep the quadriceps active here. Sweep the arms up to the sky. So feel this, how good of a posture your back is, nice and long, elongated as the shoulders melt down. And then lifting through the heart, start to come forward. It doesn't matter, as long as you feel the sensation in the back of the legs. Maybe your hands stay here. Maybe they can come forward. Maybe you can grab your feet. Maybe you can press the big toes forward and pull back on the pinky toes. And then with the chest lifting forward, start start to fold yourself in. So your muscles are warm now, so now you can really go in and lengthen. Lengthen the back of those hamstrings. Focus on the quality of your breath. Inhaling for 4 counts. And maybe you can exhale for 5. Just allow the nervous system to say, okay, relax, let go, surrender into this posture. And then slowly start to roll up. I want to just do a counter pose for that. So we're going to come into Purvottanasana. Allow all the hands to come behind the hips. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is your posture for today, just lifting the chest. If you can, start to lift the hips. Think about the toes pointing. You're trying to flatten the feet towards the mat. If you have neck issues, just keep the chin slightly tucked in. Otherwise, open up through your throat chakra center. And then lower the hips down to the earth. And we're going to come all the way down to the mat. And just like we did standing with that big toe hold, we're going to try it now on our back. So you can always take a strap here, but since I don't have a strap with me, we're going to take it without a strap. So keep the left leg active like we just did standing, and pull the right knee into the chest. Keep the back of the head gently pressing into the mat. And notice if you have your chin jutting in all the way up. Keep a nice, almost like you have just like an orange underneath the neck. And then start to straighten through the right leg. So maybe you just grab behind the back of the thighs. Maybe you don't use anything. Maybe you just let gravity do its thing. Some of you can start to walk your hands. Engage again through this quadricep, so that maybe the back of the leg will say, okay, let's surrender and release. Closing your eyes, giving gratitude towards the back of those legs, the hamstrings. If we can lengthen the hamstrings, that will help our posture. That should help if you have lower back issues and help release that. Take one more breath here, and then I want you to release very slowly. And as you lower the right leg down to the mat, I want you to take a moment and just notice the difference between the two sides. And hopefully the right side feels a little longer than the left. And that's the beauty of our yoga practice, is opening space in the body. I want you to keep the right leg active now, like if we were standing, and then slowly bend the left knee, and just start by pulling the knee into the chest. Keeping the hips square, and then you decide, do you want to use a strap and wrap it around the ball of the mount of the foot? Do you want to use just gravity and just extend and press through the heel? Or do you want to use your hands to help you pull down just a little? Engage through the thigh. Let the back of the leg release. Listening to the sounds of your breath. That will help to calm the mind. That will help to calm the body. One side might be a little bit more open than the other, and we just take note. We don't judge. We just send loving compassion. Take one more breath in your hamstring, and then softly bend the left knee. Squeeze everything, your entire body, into a little ball. So squeeze your face, squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your legs. Take one more breath here, and then final relaxation. Let everything go. So the feet come to the corners of the mat. The palms release down, palms stay up. Close your eyes and surrender into your mat. Final relaxation allows the body to absorb all the different shapes that we just did. It allows us to heal, renew, and restore. So stay as long as you need here in final relaxation. Thank you for joining us today, opening up and lengthening through the back of the legs, from my heart to yours.